Hi, you guys. Leanne Holitza here. Hope you guys are doing well. I am coming back from a little trip. So I was gone last week, but back. We are going to check in for this week, and we're going to use the Yantra deck as usual. And then we're going to use the map by Colette Baird Reed for our individual readings. This is a half an hour time that we have together. If you would like a card pulled for you, please put me in the comment section and I will get to you as fast as I can. There's several different feeds coming in, so just be patient with me. It's so if you're like on Facebook, you may not see that there's also some people commenting from YouTube and things like that. Couple of announcements of events coming up. We've got the December new moon ritual on December 12th. That's going to be a really good one for kind of rounding out, intentions for the year. And we always have our sound baths and we have our group healings. And then on December 28th, we've got the intention settings and affirmations for 2024. So just so you know that that's coming up as well. That's a good time to get together as a group, kind of learn how to write good intentions and affirmations, refine it, and then get those written for the next 6 months. Okay, let's see here. All right, so just going to put this up just in case somebody needs to know where to see events. And let's get going. All right, so this week we're starting off with less than clear intentions. There's upside down. There's like kind of some confusion. I like to say when we're telling the universe we want something and then we say, but maybe this or but maybe that. It's kind of like ordering at a restaurant. If you keep changing your order, you're never going to get it and you're never going to be happy with what you get because it's not going to get done fast as you would like it to. Set some clear intentions. You can always change your intentions later. You don't always have to be on the same track that you picked last week, for example. You could switch tracks. All right. This is your reminder energy. So love, keep returning to love always, and even doing acts of love. So this week, this card is calling you to do things loving. So anything that you can do to kind of bring yourself to awareness of what you might be able to do to make someone else feel loved and important. Towards the end of the week, we got vision sideways. This is maybe you're not necessarily going to be able to have the vision that you are setting intentions because maybe you've been unclear. Maybe it's time for refining. We are headed into that Sagittarius season, which is when a lot of fairy tales and things like that come to fruition, or at least you can dream them up. So this card might be a good time to just be in your vision and make sure that your vision matches what you intend to have in your life. Sometimes we get very automatic, all right, let's get going here. So this is going to be the start of your reading. I'm gonna call the end of the list out just so you guys know you're down there, and I see you. So hi Cameron, hi Stephanie, hi Deanna, Denise, and Courtney. I'm coming to you. But here's your first card, okay? So this is the first cards for everyone. You want to see what you resonate with for the week. So your choices are 1, 2, or okay. Well, don't make this sway your choice, but 3 gets 2 cards. All right. So 1, 2, or 3. Check in. All right. If you picked 1, you got a deep freeze energy going on. Take a pause. This is kind of like a hibernation period, especially if your intentions haven't been very clear. If you picked 1 this week, take a step back, let yourself kind of go inside, get a little bit more stillness in your life, okay? If you picked 2, you're going to be doing the magic prayer. So again, this goes along with that intention theme, right? So when you're putting yourself in the vision of I intend and I open myself up to receive what I intend, then the universe can start working on your behalf. If you picked 3, you've got 2 cards, okay? You've got the follow the leader card and balancing act. Okay. So here, when those come together, it's like, yeah, do look for guidance, mentors, see where you're being led to, but also do everything with balance. So give yourself an opportunity to notice that you might have an agenda that's different than those that you are following, and that's okay. So just a little balance of listening and going with what the collective is doing in a positive way and what you're doing in a positive way. Okay. All right, Hannah, you made it to the top of the list. You got in early on the YouTube channel. That is a little hack, you guys. If you go to my YouTube channel, hit subscribe. And if you hit the little bell button, it'll tell you when I go live, and it will also let you comment early, so you get to the top of the list. Facebook makes you wait until the moment I go live. Okay, so YouTubers always get on first. Okay, here we go. So Hannah, I need to change my video settings because I switched it to mirror, but then you guys can't see. So basically you've got stuck in the mud. Okay. So this stuck in the mud is a very much about putting yourself in awareness that you might be in a rut a little bit. You might be feeling a little bogged down, a little heavy. This is just an acknowledgement, and it's also just kind of to let yourself know that sometimes that mud might be your mind. Okay. So give yourself an awareness that it might just be muddy situations. That elephant has a bird on his back. And the elephant's not stuck, and neither is the bird. But the bird might get further faster, but it's choosing to rest with the elephant. So use that as your metaphor. Okay, Connor and Liz. Connor, okay, balancing act in the protective, so that's upside down. Basically, this is saying, like, definitely be in balance with yourself and with what's going on. And if you picked 3, you're kind of getting that double down, right? But you're also being asked to just basically, you know, understand that when things get out of balance, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to reestablish the next steps for yourself and how to get into balance again. So it's sometimes we don't have control over things that go out of balance too, and that's kind of, so you kind of control what you can control this week. Okay, Connor. All right, Liz, your focus for the week is going to be on goblins. Okay, so what that looks is actually talking about there is that you're going to be, you know, there's things that are going to lurk in our minds and in our world that feel threatening, that feel not safe to us, but it's not necessarily the thing to focus on or to give power over. And sometimes it's even just to laugh about a little bit, because it's like, well, okay, it's, you know, yeah, I'm feeling like there's a lot of not, like, kind of shady characters around me, but it's an illusion, and I'm gonna, like, go ahead, forgive that, and not let myself kind of dwell on the stories of the goblins. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Gina. All right, you got Golden Palace. Okay, so give yourself an opportunity to really be appreciative of where you dwell, and what you are capable of creating for yourself, and let yourself really let be the gratitude energy that of those places, so that you can recognize that all is not lost. You're okay. You have been more than okay, and this is a good week to kind of affirm that, returning to love, doing acts of loving kindness too. You know, I feel like I'm even getting called to say, invite or share your dwellings with others where it feels right. Kelly and Matthew. Kelly, you got a spark. Okay, so spark of inspiration. This is a week where you're gonna maybe feel a little bit more like you've got something to do. If you get back to the beginning reading with the intentions and things, this is also like, be intentional about that spark and make sure it fits the big picture, so that you're not sparking something just to be busy. Okay. Matthew, okay, follow the leader. If you picked 3, that's doubling down for you. Okay, and you guys, if we start seeing these cards over and over, it will be for all of us. And if you ever hear a message that feels like it's for you too, it probably is. Okay, so the follow the leader card is basically just encouraging you to not always have to have the answers by yourself, for one thing, and to be able to be authentic and honest with who you are, and then let that also set the tone of you as a leader. Okay. So a little bit of look for mentors. You don't always have to do this yourself. And you are also being a role model. And so doing that well. Okay. Okay. Connor. So you guys, you might start noticing we've got same names showing up. So look at the screen, because I'm not necessarily calling the last names out. Just so we might have more than one Gina or more than one whatever. So it's more than one Connor. Slow and steady. So pace yourself this week. Be intentional. Pay really close attention to what's going on around you. Be aware that you can have a lot of energy in the slowness. Okay. So sometimes we give ourselves energy by having momentum. This week, that's not what it is. It's about slowing it down. Okay. Patty, thank you so much for joining weekly. All right. Bone collector. All right. So this card is very much like this. This is the number one. Okay. This is the first card in the deck. And this is just encouraging you. Go back to the beginning. Go back to the wisdom of yourself. Go back to what you know to be true, and give yourself the opportunity to really be aware of having all the resources you need inside yourself. Okay. And start there. And then that, even if you need something externally, you have the resources inside you to get those resources outside of you. So that's kind of, it's like a trust yourself card this week. Okay. Diane, thank you so much for the card. That was very sweet and kind of you. All right, Diane, you were working on strength. Now look at her. She's balancing. She's holding the whole world, and she's balancing. So this is just kind of a you got this card. This is a card of that you don't need to do anything but be yourself and in your own strength. And what that means in any given day might be changing. And this week, just kind of trust that strength. Trust the strength and catch yourself if you are saying things that are otherwise. You know, if you're talking yourself out of that strength, if that makes sense. All right, Taryn and Eli. Taryn, you've got this card in the upside down, so that's protector. Okay, the magical map shifter. So upside down, it's basically saying some things are out of your control as far as how life and the path goes, and maybe your higher self picked it at the beginning, but now you're in kind of this sets that in motion, and sometimes you have to kind of just wait and see, because you aren't going to necessarily know the big picture yet. And that's okay. So this week, you're just being asked to kind of surrender a bit to the path and not try to have all the answers yet. Barbara? Oh, I skipped Eli. Sorry, Eli. Coming back. Eli, you've got the strength card too. So same as Diane. See how they stack them together sometimes? They're like, oh, we got to have the same message a little bit more. We maybe didn't hear all of it the first time. So this is trusting your internal strength, trusting that you've got what you need inside of yourself. But this is also trusting like the balance of like all the resources around you as well. That you don't, it's great to be self-reliant, but this is also calling to a higher power too. This card is saying, go ahead and, let yourself be assisted by the unseen. And if you blend that with your intention setting cards at the beginning of this reading, it's basically saying, be strong, be self-reliant, but also ask for help from that kind of unseen realm. Barbara, peaks of joy. How nice is that? Okay, so get yourself a little peaks of joy going on this week. And with the intentions and love, this is like spread it around. Spread that joy wherever you can. How nice is that? Nicole and Seth. Nicole, you're in a sacred pool, okay? So this is about emotions and about cleansing yourself and letting yourself be an awareness that this is a time for your emotions to matter and your emotions to be embraced. They don't have to be explained or defended. It's also kind of a card that's asking you to reflect. If you think about the pool, reflecting on what your intentions are, what you've put out there. Okay. Steph. Oh, you and Barbara should share notes here, because this week you've also got peaks of joy. All right. So it's spreading it, enjoying it, experiencing it, being a good role model about it, making sure that you get out of that habit of any kind of dwelling on negativity. Okay. Hi, Miranda. Here's your card. Golden Palace, same as Gina. So, really focusing on your sacred home life, focusing on your ability to be in energies that are in your own little bubble, basically. I mean, you don't, the world can feel really threatening and terrible at times. And, it's important to remember where you feel safe and to, if you can create that sense of safety and security at home, that's going to be really important. And then the message that kind of there's always enough. So go home and look at how you have what you need, kind of thing. All right, CC. Okay, so you got slow and steady and protective. So this is basically saying it's going to be protective for you to slow down. Maybe not make a lot of decisions this week, or wait before you respond. A little bit of extra pause. Okay. So that is going to be helpful for you. Just slow down. Kimberly, your focus for the week is home. So kind of like the sacred temple. It seems like a lot of us are getting called to our homes. I'm noticing a lot of people needing to clean out their homes, clean out clutter, that kind of thing. So you're getting basically told to kind of get really into creating that sacred space, and in particular your entryway. See how there's a door there? That's how you feel when you arrive at your home, and making sure that there's something there that makes you happy. Tiff, you have engagements, or encouragement upside down in protective. So this is saying get get that encouragement from the protective places. Share your ideas where it feels safe to share them. Keep them sacred if they are not being honored, if that makes sense. And this is also, when it's upside down, it's kind of like, don't worry if you've messed up and took a misstep along the way. You can always start again, and there's always this help and wisdom that comes when you rely on yourself and the resilience to start over and over again. I know that doesn't always feel great, but it's nice to know we could start again. All right, here we go, Kimberly. Okay, in the protective, you've got Wizard of Awareness. Okay, so in the protective, the wizard is like, I'm aware, I am watching, and I'm also aware enough that I don't create all the time, even just because I can. Right. So this is like, all right, I'm going to pause and take a minute to just give myself a chance to see that I don't. There's something I could be done, but instead I'm going to be still, and I'm going to listen and take the moment in and be a little bit aware of the kind of ever-changing conditions. I'm kind of getting this sense, like I'm in this thing right now with myself too, where there's something big going on in my life. I won't get into it because it's a really long story, but every minute something's changing with it. So I can't necessarily make those long-term plans right now. I have to make moment by moment plans. So you know what I mean. Okay, Robin, Austin, Jordan. Robin, you've got, this was in the protective, okay, upside down. So one ring circus. Okay, so it's okay sometimes to go alone. It's okay to be in your own space and have your own reality. So just give yourself a minute to acknowledge that sometimes it's more protective to be alone and to do it yourself and do what's yours to do. Okay. Austin, you've got the magical map maker upside down too. So this is the second time we've seen it like this. This card is basically encouraging you to surrender to the path, and that some things lead to another, and sometimes you're not even aware that that's going to lead to that, if that makes sense. So it's kind of a surrender week for you. But do remember that message at the beginning, to act with love wherever you can, like actionable love. Jordan, you've got the gentle gardener upside down. So this is basically tend to your thoughts, be kind to yourself, kind to how you're thinking. It's going to protect you to have positive thoughts. You don't have to be Pollyanna-ish about it, right? You don't have to be like, oh, everything's wonderful and amazing, when it isn't. But you can say things to yourself that are encouraging at any given moment, okay? Natalie. Okay, you got the magical map shifter right side up. Okay, so this is also the surrender message, but this is an action for you. Okay, where the other ones were surrendering, this is like notice, reflect where you have been, what path you're on, and what's led to what. Okay, and give yourself an opportunity to kind of see that sometimes there's unintentional consequences to your actions, and just coming back and seeing if that's still what you want to be doing. Okay, all right. Karen, you got follow the leader upside down. Second time we've seen it in the upside down thing. This is basically, trust yourself, be a good role model, know that sometimes there's going to be a mentor there for you. Maybe it's not even an obvious mentor, but it's a good time to kind of take a look at this, where you want to guide and be the leader and where you need help with that. Okay, Wizard of Awareness. Okay, so pause, be still. Just because you can Bahar doesn't mean that it's a time to do it. So yes, you might have actions, you might have steps you can see, but hold on, don't do it this week. Okay, Reese, you've got the sacred pool, which we've seen already earlier. This is basically saying that it's time to, really reflect on your emotions, let your emotions flow, let your emotions be good sources of information for you, that kind of thing. All right. Hello, Blossoming Lotus. You missed me. Yes. All right. Golden Palace, third time's a charm, you guys. So I'm going to pull the book out. Okay. So this is going ahead and tending to your home, letting your home be your sacred place, letting yourself know you have enough. Let me just read a couple keywords from Colette Baird Reed's book. Okay. It says the golden card represents good fortune, ambitions, fulfilled wealth, prosperity. It's also emotional fulfillment, and you're entering a time of happiness that is long overdue. The message here is that self-worth isn't measured by what you have, no matter how abundant your life is. Instead, it comes from what you are and how authentically you're living your life and how much love you're willing to share. Okay? Oh, that sounds like a nice message. I love it. Let's do it. I feel like you get that message a lot. Just go be abundant. Go be abundant. Janice! Sorry about the mix-ups yesterday. Goodness, that's embarrassing. Okay, Janice, a little time alone for you, okay? Get a little more of your chi going, get a little bit more of your energy flowing by being able to be alone, that being your own lighthouse, spending some time reflecting. Janelle, for you this week, you're coming together. Okay, so Janice is going to go be by herself, and Janelle, you're not going to be by yourself. You're going to be enjoying your relationship, your primary one in particular, and really letting that expand and flourish this week. Donnie, slow and steady in the protective. We've seen this upside down twice, so this is not the third time, but we're getting close because we've seen it right side up too. Basically, it's saying it will be totally protective for you to take some time to just re-enter slowly. Okay, so go slow, give yourself a little bit of time. You don't have to just hit the ground running this week. Okay, Christy, Kira, and Finn. Christy, strength, third time's a charm for that one too. So all right, pulling out the book. So this is for all of us, and particularly for you, Christy, to focus on this week. It says the strength to accomplish even the most daunting tasks is yours at this time. You can connect with the channel and the power of the universe. The strength card indicates that your ideas are being tested and refined and your relationships are being deepened. No matter what happens, nothing can move you off the course of evolution. As the potency of your connection becomes more obvious, you're able to harness the creative energies that are available to you. All right. So if you remember, Diane got this card. I got this card a couple times, and it's really about trusting that you got what you need to do what needs to be done. All right, Kira, protective solitude. Okay, so upside down solitude. This is basically saying it's going to be a protective measure for you to spend some time alone. Maybe take time alone when you need it. Okay, then you are coming together. That's funny. I did that earlier too. So with Janice and Janelle. Okay, so Kira's going to spend time alone, and Finn, you're going to come together with the people who you like the most and spend some time being with them this week. Okay, Heidi, your focus this week is on the mountain. Okay, so this is very much about like realizing that there is a lot of things kind of waiting to be revealed to you, and when it's in that protective mode, it's basically saying, don't move forward too quickly. That card where you're like the intentions are not clear at the beginning of the week, this is kind of a warning that says don't try to climb too high too fast, and give yourself an opportunity to kind of refine why you're doing what you're doing. Okay, Aaron, you got the spark this week. Okay, it's like Kelly did, spark, little extra inspiration, little love to spread around of who you are and why you are, and just kind of know that that's going to be available, more flowing for you this week. How nice. Sam, you got a protective rescue. Okay. So this is very much warning you to, well, I'm hearing from your guides, don't be a rescuer. And notice where you maybe need to rescue yourself right now. And it might be a good time to focus on giving yourself a little time to know what needs to be done next. Okay. Light shiner, you got the goblins too. Forgive and forget. There is no need to be holding yourself back. Okay, give yourself an opportunity to really check where you could forgive and forgive those people who've kind of taken up too much headspace and just move forward. By the way, Katie's opened up her crystal shop back in the back here, so if you're local, you'll have to stop in and check it out. Carrie, you're flying this week. Okay, so this week would be a good week for you just to be playful, just to find what you enjoy. You've been kind of stuck in the maze. Go above it right now. Just fly above it. Get out of the seriousness for a minute. Okay. Okay, Kalina, your focus for the week is the Golden Palace upside down. Okay, so we did hear right side up for all of us, the Golden Palace, but this is saying it's going to be protective for you to really affirm your abundance, to go to your house, to your home, to where you live and say, I have all that I need. That will be very protective for you. Okay. All right, Rob, I might have to go over a little time today. Moonlight upside down. So this is basically saying it'd be protective for you to go spend some time reflecting on the kind of the feminine being side of yourself, the side of you that just is, not the one that does, but the one that just is. Okay. This week would be really good for you to do that. Lisa, you have cleaning house. Okay. So upside down, it would be protective for you to go and clean your house. You know, what's funny is I think you have something here at the Healing Studio on Monday nights that I've never been part of because I always have something on my own Monday nights. And I had a dream that I walked in on it and it was like beautifully set up, which is interesting. Anyway, clean house this week for you. Joe, never know where we connect. Fourth time's a charm for the strength. Okay, you got this, but you don't have to do it alone. The universe wants to help. Be clear with your intentions, act with loving service, and see what the universe brings you. Okay? Tanya, spark upside down. Okay, so that's the third time we've seen the card, but first time we've seen it upside down. So this is kind of, I'm hearing from your guides. Yes, you're going to be inspired, but keep it to yourself for now. Okay, like you have an opportunity to share later, but this week it still needs some refinement. Okay, Courtney, metamorphosis for you. Time for some change. Things are exploring and expanding. So this is a good week to see that. Sometimes change is so slow, it's hard to see, but it would be a good time to just to recognize, look back even 6 months, look back a year ago and see how much has shifted for you and congratulate yourself. Denise, upside down, ride the wave. Okay. There's nothing you can do but go with what's happening there this week. This card is basically saying it's going to be protective for you to just go with the flow, not resist what's going on. When you resist, you're going to drown, right? So just give yourself a chance to metaphorically drown. You're going to, when you accept and you learn to get above it and ride it, it'll work out in your favor. In fact, it might be even a little fun. Deanna, you got making a choice upside down. Not this week, okay? Just know that there's a choice that's coming. Maybe you know this. Maybe you even know what the choice is, but give yourself a little pause, set some more clear intentions, act with love, and then see what the choices look like. Stephanie, see, this was the end of the list at the beginning. Sorry, you guys, getting there. Balancing act. So I think this is the third time we've seen this card, so I'm going to pull the book out for this. So it says, these are times when things seem a little topsy-turvy and it feels like you're juggling 1,000 balls in the air. Perhaps you're unsure of your footing. Now is the moment to evaluate which areas of your life need balance and then restore equilibrium. Okay. So Stephanie, a little bit of time to notice the wobble and see what your intentions and your love can do with that wobble. Cameron, thanks for being patient. Hopefully you're still hanging with me. Stuck in the mud in the protective. Okay, so sometimes this is like rejection is protection kind of message. This is like, it's okay that you haven't moved forward yet. It's not time. Okay, so just give yourself an awareness that yes, you might feel a little bit stuck, but it's actually good for you. And just give yourself a week to surrender to that stuckness. Gina, you get 2 cards. You've got ride the wave upside down. So it's going to protect you just like Denise to ride the wave and just know that it's not going to have quick answers, and rescue. So rescue yourself. Okay. So this week it looks like there's some energy that's inviting you to get involved in the drama. Don't get sucked into the drama. Stay on the top of it and give yourself the safety net first. Okay. Oxygen on your face first. Ashley, set some intention. Can't be more clear about this week, I guess. So this week you're getting that told again and again. Give yourself a chance to put yourself in the opportunity to basically be clear so that you can know what the next steps are. The guides love to say how is none of your business, by the way. All right, I'm going to really quick call out who I got on the list and that I'm going to get to in the next 2 minutes, hopefully. So Andrea, Jess, Clara, Maria, Cynthia, and Alaka. I am going to get those out of the way and then we will call it a day. Okay, so Andrea, you've got a dry desert. And it's like that stuck in the mud. It's okay if you're having a little bit of a moment where it doesn't look like there's an end or that there's not a lot of flow. It's okay. Your intentions are needing refining. And sometimes that's slowing us down and making us refine is what we need. Okay, Jess, into the unknown you go. See how she has a blindfold on? Okay, she's trusting herself. She's trusting that she can do what is unknown. The unknown is where the gifts are. The unknown is where the good stuff is. So just trust that unknown and don't try to make everything known right away. Clara, you are in the spirit of place upside down. So again, that's kind of like that sacred temple message, but it's protective for you to feel into your environment this week. Give yourself the opportunity to just notice what's around you, how it feels around you, and make a change of your surroundings if it doesn't feel right. Maria, magic prayer. Second time we've seen that. So give yourself some intentions, set some intentions. That is the primary message this week. Intentions, intentions, intentions. Every day, wake up and say to yourself, I intend for this day to be blah. I intend for myself to accomplish this. Okay. All right. Cynthia, One Ring Circus in the protective. This is time for you to be alone for a minute. Don't bring too many people into the mix because it's going to confuse things. Okay. So just be in that surrender of that message. Alaka, hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. You're welcome, Clara. Okay, you got Gentle Gardener. Okay, so tend to your thoughts. Be kind to yourself. Be sure that you say what you would say to a good friend about where you are. Okay, this week's message, set some intentions, do acts of service with love, and know that we may not be getting our visions all cleared up this week. All right, you guys, go be amazing.